That's what we're searching for, is our place of equilibrium and balance on our own evolutionary edge. And to live on that edge is the balance point. Not in the center, it's out on the edge. And this is about having done your work to a point that you know when you're in your pattern. Like it's really about a due diligence of because I know people are like, damn, my pattern again, damn. And it's like, I thought I was awake and now I'm waking up and I'm in it again. Like some people think resilience is about being able to push through something. And resilience actually happens in the pause, it's in between the push, in between. So so it's a it's a pacing thing, and it's really about having done your work for long enough that you know and you can identify, even if you're in the pattern, you identify that you're there. And then you have to consciously shift the decision at that moment. And healthy expansion can look like extreme amount of stillness. For some of you that are super active, an expansion can look like stillness. It can look like a contraction because it can look like, we're not expanding in one direction, we're expanding omnidirectionally, meaning that the depths of you or inside of your fascia creates your shape and your body, and inside of that is infinite. It's the boundaryless boundary, and that expands outwardly, but that expands inwardly, omnidirectionally. When I said receiving from all directions, it's not just up, down, left, right, front, back. There's also from the inside, all of those directions. There's an expansion, there's a receiving from the resource that comes from the deep well of resource we have on the inside, as well as the love of source that surrounds us coming from the outside. And that we have to get comfortable. I'm repeating myself, but it's because no matter what, we have to be comfortable in our discomfort. We have to be confident when we're sitting in our discomfort. We have to wait for that impulse. The way we opened up to the world and we waited for the impulse, the breath to come. That's a level of trust that we know the breath will come for us. The breath will reach for us as our body reaches for the breath. It's spontaneous. And that doesn't happen if we can't sit with it. And we will never be able to discern the field if we aren't the part of the fascia, let the interoception, the proprioception, as fascia, framing it as a sensory organ, it allows us to know where we are here in time and space, in our body, in our environment, in the atmosphere. And we have we have to honor that. And it's not until we honor that and we stop overriding that that we can actually begin to interact with it, consciously interact with it. So many transitions, we sit in the unknown. And it is about waiting for the breath to come for us and trusting and not pushing. There's an opposite to the push, though. There's a collapse. So those of you that aren't necessarily relating to the push, there's also the collapse. And in that collapse, you also trust that the breath will come for you. And inside that breath is what I call that which moves. That's my kind of intimate word for creator or source, that which moves. And in the collapse, that which moves comes to move you. But it's all of these practices of softening and listening that will allow, when the movement comes, will allow you to rise out of the collapse, will melt the ice cube of the frozen pattern, will rope you in when you're pushing past and kind of comfort you on that edge. The breath will come for you. Will you let it soften you? Will you let it move you? Will you let it shape you? Will you let it recreate you? And for all of us, this is the edge. This is spiritual symbiosis, trusting that it will come for you, that it will come to you, and preparing yourself to receive it. And when you move into that place of trust, you can shape the field around you.